Well, what's up, folks, man? What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Kenneth McLaurin. You folks are in the Kenneth McLaurin Comedy Room. We are at the Dirty South Comedy Theater with a good friend of mine, Mr. Tom Keller. What's going on, Tom?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Great show tonight.
Oh, thank you,
Crushed it, as always.
Oh, man, yes. I love it. You know, as comedians, we have, like, poor self-esteem, so anytime somebody throws us a bone, we're like, oh, yeah.
Well, you gotta support each other. I mean, if we don't look out for each other, then
who's gonna look out?
Yeah, you're dead meat out there.
It's true, man. I've known Tom almost ever since I've started comedy. It's been cool. He's been seeing me grow together. This guy is Carolina's funniest comic from 2010. 2010, we were in the competition together, man. He had a great set, took home the title. Also, I want to congratulate him because today yesterday, when was it you got?
Yesterday I found a quarter on the sidewalk. What more can you ask for?
Humble is Tom. Actually, you were on the Daily 8 on Rooftop.
Yes, yeah, I'm totally surprised, and they had this real nice picture of me that I've never seen before. So
it was photoshopped. Well, that's good, man. So, Tom, how long have you been doing comedy?
I first got on stage 7 years ago when I was in college, and it was like a last comic standing type contest, and it was just, something I'd always enjoyed watching and never really gave much thought to trying. And then I saw the flyer, I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I skipped my classes that afternoon. The audition was that night, and I just paced around all terrified. Remember, it was just this awful fear.
Yeah.
And so I did it, and went pretty so my first show was that contest for 700 kids.
Wow.
And I just was too dumb to know any better, and it went pretty well. So, but I did it a couple times in college, but didn't really look at it serious. And then when I moved here down to North Carolina 3 years ago, that's when I kind of got more serious with it. And so I think that's really when I started counting. Those first few shows were just a young kid who didn't know any better.
Okay. What are some of your comedy influences? Who do you like?
First stand-up CD I remember listening to was Seinfeld's Live on Broadway. And so I just, that was always what I, thought was that was the gold standard. And so I was a big fan of his stand-up growing up. Jim Gaffigan and those guys who were sort of contemporary at that time.
Right.
And I've just watched, once you get serious with it, you kind of just watch
anybody and everybody,
because you just pick up from whoever, so it's that's a fun thing. I teach classes here, and it's everybody's funny in their own way, you think there's nobody who people always say there's got to be people who aren't funny, and I'm no, everybody can do it. It's just but everybody's got everybody's got their own angle on it, which is so cool, and why it's you can just see so many different ways of being funny.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about DSI.
DSI, Dirty South Improv Theater. Yeah. I was living about an hour away from here, and it just kind of got started in Improv, and somebody recommended this club as a place to come, see that side of it. Yeah. And so I came and saw a show and just loved it and started taking classes. And so on top of doing stand-up here and elsewhere, I also perform on some of the some improv teams here. And I always recommend to people who are serious to do stand-up and improv if you can, because it's very, at first you think it's the same muscle, but it is so different. Stand-up is, you gotta, prepare ahead of time, and it's you're all alone up there for better or worse. And
you in the crowd.
Yeah, right? So you gotta learn how to be the engine all the time, and improv is very much about not having anything prepared and just reacting honestly, and learning how to let other people take center stage. So it's really good, and it helps. I just think it helps so much, with crowd work or whatever. Just being comfortable on stage and knowing how to shoot down.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if we have any footage, but
we do have some footage.
Kenneth put some people in their place tonight.
Yeah, we had some talkies today.
Yeah.
a couple of talkies today. I swear they said something through everybody said.
It was like they felt the need to comment on the most like harmless parts of the show. Like it wasn't even like heckling. It was just like
talking.
Like I'm lonely. You're here and you can't go anywhere, so I'm gonna say something.
Like people usually be like, "What's that? You suck," but they're like, "Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. My grandmother did that too." You'd be like, "Hold on, man."
Yeah.
That was funny, but it was a good show tonight.
Yeah,
it was a good show tonight.
They had fun.
Tell us about your best comedy experience.
My best comedy experience. It has since been supplanted by this interview, but before tonight, I got to perform. Well, you and I got to perform at Cat's Cradle.
Oh yeah, for Eddie Brill.
Eddie Brill as part of the North Carolina Comedy Arts Festival.
I love that was like one of the best nights I've had.
Yeah,
it was
like
a great night. I really enjoyed it.
Like just huge like publicity for the show. Just like packed out 200-some people, and you're
man, they're just there. The energy was amazing.
Yeah, and Eddie, I've got to know from doing workshops here the last couple of years for the festival, and he's just been super helpful. And so getting to perform in front of him was like it's a huge honor, and then it was just a great like show. It was just like one of those nights where like
everything was on.
Everything goes well, and everybody's feeling each other, and so that was like those are that's a rush that like never gets any less cool. Yeah.
Actually, and I have no footage of that show. That's why I went about
me neither. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Of course.
Yeah. It's like when a comic kills and nobody knows that they actually does he actually kill?
Yeah. I got so many tapes of nights when I blew it up. I got enough of those to make a DVD. But the good ones, you're like, you need like an artist rendering, like somebody in a sketch pad, just
like a police artist. And that guy it was a guy laughing.
Yeah, there was a guy laughing like this.
Everybody was laughing like this. Can you just put a big crowd and have everybody with their mouths open? Yeah.
Just be a big flip book of his sketches.
Like a movie. Here you go. I should do that and submit it to a competition.
Yeah.
It's like a whole bunch of sketches, and
this
then you
guy
split
is amazing.
Like, wow!
And he's a stick figure. Oh, impressive. We need that kind of diversity in this game.
Yeah. But on the other side, what's been one of your worst experiences?
When you first start, you gotta take whatever gig comes along.
Oh.
And so one time I got this gig at Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I know Mount Airy.
Where the city where the Andy Griffith Show is based off.
Country, yeah.
So we pull up at the bar, and the sign out front says, Harley Davidson Rally, comedy night. That was the joint billing for the show. So we go in, and it's just this huge like warehouse of a bar. That's got like just a whole bunch of like Salvation Army furniture all over the place. Like it's just this really bizarre place. And they had us like stand on the bar to perform.
Oh wow!
With they had a giant spotlight like 5 feet away from your face here, and then a giant fan blowing at you from 5 feet away. So you're up there, you're blinded, and you can't hear anything. And
sounds like a Beyonce video.
Yeah, it was. Well, and I was wearing the leotard too, so at least for a minute people were And so I'm up there, and I'm just bombing hard. I was like trying to play to the crowd, like trying to I knew it'd be like a kind of rowdy crowd, but they just like weren't feeling it at all. So I was supposed to do 15 minutes, and I was halfway in, and it was just nothing. And I was I had thrown all my best stuff up front. It's maybe if I could just get him on board, And it was so bad. There was a guy sitting at the bar, at my feet, turned the other way, trying to pretend there wasn't someone doing stand up over his shoulder, And so I was halfway through, I was man, I don't even, should I keep going?
Right.
And I got to a punchline, no response. I just see this dude sitting there with cut off shirt, and he's just doing this, and like punchline, no response. He goes, and I was like, oh, okay, that's probably all I need to hear.
Did people even notice you were gone?
Probably not.
You know,
I got paid though.
Hey, that's the important thing, getting paid.
Yes.
You know, one time I was at a bar and they were doing beer pong. They had beer pong in the back and then comedy in the front. And so another comedian, actually it was Scott.
Steve Scott?
Yeah, Steve Scott.
Yeah,
It was Steve Scott. Steve Scott was performing, and you just hear people like talking in the background, and he's going through his set, and nobody's paying him any attention. He stops in the middle, and it's just like beer pong, and everybody's like, ah! Ah! Ah!
You gotta just throw, every like 2 minutes, just say like penis, and
I'll be like, oh shit!
Yeah, it's like Google, like, you know, search engine optimization for your act. Just throw on those keywords in there so people pay attention to what you're saying.
Yeah. So what do you have going on now? What are your future plans? You got any shows or anything coming up?
I work out of DSI a lot. I kind of help set the schedule for all the shows here, and. But yeah, you know, I get around. Some I was at the Asheville Festival a couple weeks ago.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Laugh your Asheville
really
off, yeah.
Awesome. Really, like, beautiful city, beautiful, like, production. The show was in, like, this 500-seat theater. It was just, like,
actually, I've heard good things about that.
Yeah.
Timmy Sherrill was down there.
Yes.
Mala Mike was down there. They said it was a great show.
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, I would love to, like, be able to get out and perform more, and so, you know, that's
yeah, man. Well, I'm in Ithaca, New York now, man. Hopefully, I'll get some big things going, man.
Yeah,
we'll bring
man.
them up, man. We'll show people how funny it is in North Carolina.
Just give me a couch. That's all I need. That's all I ever asked for.
We have couches for you. We have couches for you.
Multiple couches.
That's it, man. You can put it together. You can pretend like it's a futon.
Rolling back and forth on that.
That'd be great, man. Well, Tom, I appreciate you taking the
time.
Hey, man,
thank you so much.
No, man, thank you.
Always good to see you. Great set tonight.
Tom Keller, funny guy.
Funny man.
Talk to you folks later.
10, 9, 8, 7.